So this is Avery Baines of Lamont's Box Advice. We're going to rate and review and give my opinion. We got a huge fight card tonight, possibly the biggest fight card of the entire year. We've got Triple G, Canelo for the Unified Middleweight Championship of the World. Of course, it's the rematch. Canelo tested positive for clenbuterol, caused a delay. This fight was supposed to occur. It was supposed to take place in May. Now it's September. Tonight's a big fight. Both guys weighed in. Both look good. Despite the PDE situation, Canelo's body look kind of similar. He's lighter, but a little kind of similar to what was last go around. So we're not sure what this PDE situation is going to affect him. I want to give my 2 cents, of course, on my view on what's going to transpire tonight. It's supposed to be called a stacked card. I wouldn't necessarily say that myself. I'm from the era where Don King had 10 and 12 championship fights in the Grand Slam of boxing 1 and 2 and all that. So stack card means something different in the 2000s than it was back in those days in the late, middle, early 90s. So I am interested in a couple of fights I'm going to mention. I saw the weigh-in, the O'Sullivan-Lemieux fight. The winner of that fight could possibly face the winner of tonight's fight or could possibly fight the Porter WC champion. I'm going to go out on a limb right here. I got a good feeling about O'Sullivan. Lemieux has had several shots. He's been embarrassed and looked bad a couple times. I'm gonna go with O'Sullivan. I'm gonna go out on a limb. I don't know much about him. I saw his on YouTube his fight with Chris Eubank Jr. and he can take a good shot. Worst case scenario, Curtis Stevens got destroyed by Lemieux. Got caught in the ropes and was throwing hooks, and Lemieux's hook got there first. But Curtis Stevens' chin's been suspect from day one, so I'm not really sure. I look like a hot mess. We have a hurricane here in Florence, South Carolina. Hurricane Florence, coincidentally, has come through. So I don't have any power. I'm in my vehicle, charging my phone up, and at the same time doing this show and hoping we get our lights back on. They've been out of lights for a day. Just a little side story while I'm sitting here in this vehicle with this crazy background back here. But said that to say this. I'm going to go out on the limb and pick O'Sullivan. If Lemieux wins the fight, I'm not going to be disappointed. I don't have any dogs in this hunt or this fight. I just simply feel that O'Sullivan seems like the one that really may be able to exercise his game plan better. Lemieux has several chances to show us he's at the elite level. He does good at the B and C level, but the elite level, he's faltered. Billy Joe Saunders, Triple G, just to name two right quick. I've been pondering some situations with the welterweight division after seeing what has transpired with Danny Garcia Porter. I'll talk about that in a little bit. But to stay on tonight's card, I also saw the WBO junior middleweight champion, McGee. I can't pronounce it. No, I can't. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that today. He looked like he's ready to do something. I'm going to pick him in his fight. I'm hoping that if he wins this fight, then possibly, we may get a unification with Jermell Charlo. We may get another exciting fight. Who knows? I'm looking forward to him winning that fight. There's another fight on the card too. Two guys I'm not really familiar with. I don't really know too much about them. A lot of these fight cards, especially with Golden Boy, have up and coming Latino, Mexican fighters. Take hats off because down the road, 10, 12 fights later, they might be the new stars. We don't know. De La Hoya's been always investing his time and signing new upcoming fighters and former Olympians, and that's cool. I just don't know much about them. I can do a little research on them, but I basically want to just kind of stick with the stars right now and kind of get that going, and we'll let the guys develop and take the time. We don't want to rush, and we don't want to get expectations on them because sometimes they don't live up to those expectations. So just skip over that, let them do their thing, and we'll go from there. But back to what I was saying about the main event coming up. I think Canelo looked good. Got a little attitude, rushed up on Triple G, nose to nose, a little shoving, pushing, went on trying to get each other's heads. Whether it's going to be an advantage or not, I do not know. But I will definitely say that both guys look like they're in better shape than they were in the first fight. The muscle tone is there. We'll see how that helps. Ring rust, of course, is going to affect Canelo a little bit. He's been out. Triple G just fought Monterossi in May, so he got a little more experience as far as keeping himself active. I saw both of them train. what I see from Canelo is he's working on combinations. He's working on being aggressive. He doesn't want to give any rounds away. So Triple G is going to have to, like everyone's been mentioning. I saw the interview, first take with Tony Atlas, and he gave his 2 cents on what he thought might occur and how he's 36 years old, 400 amateur fights, and wearing down on him. My thing is this when it comes to that. Floyd Mayweather used to take long periods of time off to let his body heal and come back and amaze us. Like he talking about coming back in December against Pacquiao, sidebar. Saw that today also. But a lot of times I think that an older fighter, when Floyd came back and started doing that Camosi contract, fighting back to back, he was even sharper. Of course, it followed his corner as Uncle Roger. But I think in this instance, it's going to help Triple G. He needs to sit down and look at that first fight and see he didn't go to the body. He got on the ropes. He didn't make him pay. He hit him with some good shots. He jabbed his way in, so he did everything right. He just didn't take advantage of the situation that he actually had in front of him. And I think if he steps his punch output up, don't be afraid. You took Canelo's shots. Canelo's a 154 coming up. He's strong, but I've seen Triple G get hit by guys at middleweight that Martin Murray, I think his name was. He hit him with a sharp punch and jarred Triple G's head back, and Triple G punched him at the same time and knocked him out. So your chin's durable. The uppercuts and some of the shots, the shot that knocked out Khan, he hit Triple G with the same shot, didn't phase him. Just step up on it. Do like the man said, also Cesar Chavez when he fought Ramirez, or even when he fought his name escaped me right now. He pinned that sucker in the ropes and he dug to the head and the body, and he continued to pound him until he broke him down. Do the same with Canelo. Make Canelo work. Make him not only have time to put his offense out, have him worry about his defense as well. Is Canelo the better boxer? Yes. Is he the faster, quicker fighter? Yes. Is he the more well-rounded, better school fighter? Of course. He's been there with Floyd Mayweather. He learned from that butt whooping, and he's improved even better. Had he fought this well when he fought Lara, it would have never been a split decision. It would have been all unanimous. So now time to put the gun to my head and say, okay, who's going to win the fight? At first, I came and I saw Canelo by decision because Canelo's going to come out here. He's going to be impressive. He's going to look flashy, this, that, and the other. But then again, I had to remember the reason why we had a controversy in the first fight. If Canelo looked so good, it wouldn't have been a draw. He'd have won, because it is what it is. Golden Boy is promoting the fight. You know that he's the so-called A-side fighter, so they're going to go with him anyway. You already know that. So I said to myself, okay, after the computer all things, going to have to prove his point, blah, blah, blah. I think Canelo's going to go out here and try to make us convinced that he didn't cheat. Whether he did or not is debatable, but not our business. What I am going to be looking for is to see, in his haste to prove himself, will he make mistakes? He's working on blocking shots and throwing three-punch combinations. So he's going to be willing to be close enough for Triple G to get close to him to try to hit him so he can counter. So he's going to have to engage more. He backed up quite a bit in the first fight. That's where he gave up a lot of ground. If he stands his ground, even a little bit in trades, and Triple G is smart enough to throw punches rather than just allowing Canelo to dictate, it can be an exciting fight. But if you put a gun to my head, like I said before, I'm going to go with Canelo by unanimous decision because Canelo is working on improving what he didn't do the first time. But I'm gonna go with Triple G by decision, and I'm gonna tell you why. When he fought Martin Terosian, I noticed Triple G working on going to the body more. He didn't do that against Canelo in the first fight. I said, I got a viewer, wherever it is. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your support. But when it comes to Triple G going to the body, that's a different dynamic in the fight. Canelo didn't have to worry about body shots in the first fight. If he tried to go to the body on Triple G, he may find himself in a situation he wasn't prepared for. So I think Triple G will be able to use body shots. I think Triple G will be able to get in there and slow him down just enough to be able to make the difference in between the first fight and this fight, and will be able to get a decision. So I think that I'm going to go with Triple G by decision in this fight. I went on a limb because Canelo looked excellent. Even with his leg brace on, he looked excellent in training, and I was really impressed by what he's working on. Mike McCallum, old school fighter, a lot of people might not remember, used to be able to stand in close with a fighter without moving, pivoting his hips, be able to counter and block, and be able to counter you and stand right in front of you. That's what Canelo's working on. But it'll only work if Triple G does not go to the body. If it goes to the body, it'll mess his plan up. So I'm going to give Triple G enough credit that Abel Sanchez is helping to adjust and to be ready for that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I feel like Triple G, he won the first fight, period. But he could have stepped it up, make it look better. Canelo's going to have to really man up to stop Triple G's forward walking. He can throw punches and bunches. He can hit him with wild shots. All that can happen. But to be able to stop Triple G's forward motion, his forward jab, his jab is excellent. The jab is the first thing he got to get past. He didn't get past the jab that much. He kept falling back to the ropes, or either he would back up, or even in the last round, when they were just before the last punch was thrown, he jumped his head back when Triple G was throwing punches the last second, backing up, giving up ground. So the bottom line is, if he decides to do it that way, it's gonna be the same situation all over again. He's gonna give up ground to Triple G, and then he's gonna lose the fight. So another fight I'm looking forward to. I'm not sure if it's gonna be tonight. I'm not sure if it's on this card or not. I'm trying to remember the weigh-in. I know the WBO junior middleweight is on there. Triple G's on there. It's another fight I'm looking forward to seeing, but I don't think it's on this card. There's another card that's going to be on tonight as well. I think it's going to be on HBO. I'm not sure. But we've got a couple other fights coming up I want to touch on real briefly as well. I'm not sure where or when Mikey Garcia talking about moving up. Whether he's gonna fight Aaron Spence or not, I'm not sure. But I know there's supposed to be a fight coming up with Brandon Rios, gonna be fighting in London. And I know Adrian Broner is supposed to be a possible opponent for Brandon Rios down the road. I looked at the welterweight rankings. We've got Broner ranked, I think, number 4 by the WBA at welterweight, something like that, and which is in Keith Thurman territory. So I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but I want to throw it out there. Keep an eye on it. I got 2 viewers. Whoever the other viewer is, appreciate your support as well. I think that with Sean Porter having the title, we got Crawford has a title, Spence has a title. I know Keith Thurman will be coming back between January and February. The welterweight division is about to blow up. So I looked on the rankings. A lot of guys in those rankings, I really truly don't know who those guys are. There's been a debate going around that, first I'm going to touch on something Bernard Hopkins said before I get into the welterweight. Bernard Hopkins says if Canelo wins this fight tonight, that Jamal Charlo hasn't earned the opportunity to face Canelo. Look at my face. Really? Right now, Jamal Charlo is the interim WC middleweight champion, which means he is a mandatory. Which means if Triple G wins, he needs to get that fight next. If Canelo wins, he needs to get that fight next. If that's refused, and I already know if Canelo wins, he's going to let the WBC title go, because him and WBC got some little issue going on when they stripped him for not fighting Triple G, when Triple G was the interim when he beat Cotto. That's why he's right now the lineal middleweight champion. Long story short, when I looked at the rankings of the middleweight division, Triple G's beaten just about everybody who's been in the top 10 over his years as champion. The first 2 fights that Jamal Charlo took at middleweight was mandatory for the IBF and for the WBC. That's why he's interim champion. How does a guy who's only fought Miguel Cotto, and although he won the WBC title, I got to give him that, he did win the title. Yeah, I lost one view. I must be boring. How does one guy who has one decent fight at middleweight, and listen to me carefully, how does someone say you need to build yourself up to fight me? You've only fought the one guy that you fought, Cotto. You got stripped of the title because you didn't want to fight Triple G. And then, this is the catcher. Now you're fighting for the undisputed or the unified title, and you haven't proven yourself against anybody at middleweight. You haven't fought a William Monroe. You haven't fought a Rosario. You haven't fought any of the guys that Triple G has fought to get to this point. So my question is, why would Jamal, and I know Hopkins is trying to save his fighter, if he gets through this hurdle, not have to go through another tough hurdle, because I don't think he can beat Jamal. That's a 154 rivalry. That's up to 160 now. I don't think he can beat Jamal. I really don't think so. And I don't think anybody really in the middleweight division outside of Triple G has a chance. Jamal has won both his fights by knockout. He is now the WBC interim middleweight champion. I'm happy for him, the opportunity he got. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to do next. So, if one of my reasons for wanting Triple G to win is because I know Canelo's not going to honor fighting Jamal. I already know that. And that's going to fragment. You already have the IBF title with Jacobs and the other guy floating out there. That's the fight I want to talk about also. I'm going to pick Jacobs in that fight. The guy has 12, he's like 12-0 with 8 knockouts. How do you really? But everyone who has talked about someone earning their opportunity, there's not a lot of talent out here in these divisions. There isn't. The top guys out there are the top guys for a reason, because the other guys below them are either B and C class fighters. You go from B or C up to A. There is no like in between. Either you're all C guys, you're all B side, or they're all A guys. And most of them are D fighters actually, because they're guys who are from another country. We don't even know who they are. So to cap off my prediction, I'm going to go with Triple G by decision. That WBO junior middleweight champion, I'm going to go with him by decision. He may not the guy, but the guy looks, the guy he's fighting is a guy named Cook. He's from England. He seems to be a pretty good fighter. No, I'm sorry, not England. He's from Canada. He's a pretty good fighter. So I'm going to go with decision on that. And of course, the Lemieux, thank you. The Lemieux fight with O'Sullivan. I'm going to go with O'Sullivan. I got a good feeling about the guy. He talks a lot of shite that they say over there in Ireland. I hope he can back it up. The last of the patties. I'm thinking that I'm going to do another video. Right now we're in the middle of a hurricane. I just want to get this little quick 15, 16 minutes in. The storm has kind of died down, but I don't have reception for anything in the house. So we don't have any lights right now. So I did this on my phone right quick. I don't have any viewers now. Just I'm very, very boring. But like I said, we're looking forward to being able to send this to Facebook. And I got some fight fans that we've talked with on Dante's Boxing Nation. We got Mr. Blue. We've got Fight Hype. We got several guys that we're really impressed with that we're listening to here lately. I think that the biggest issue going to be coming up is once this fight is over, whoever wins, whatever happens next is going to make or break the entire division. If the guys that are under Canelo and Triple G, I consider Jamal under. I consider him right there with them. But the contender guys, these guys are in for a rude awakening, because the guys at the top of this level are really the top guys. Canelo to me is not the top guy, honestly. I don't think he can beat Jamal. If he beats Triple G, it'll be because Triple G got old. And if he does win the fight and he does face Jamal, he's going to lose, period. The WBO junior middleweight champion can fight Jamel, or he can decide to stay in his. I think he's a top ranked guy. He can stay with the WBO contender, which are people we do not know. Billy Joe Saunders is fighting Demetrius Andrade coming up. Looking forward to that fight. I'm pulling for Andrade by decision. If he beats Billy Joe Saunders, it makes the middleweight decision very interesting, because Jamal and Demetrius Andrade have beef. So that's the unification showdown. We got Hurd, who's at 154, trying to get with Jamel. So it's a round robin right now. I have no viewers right now. I guess I'm boring. But anyway, I'm going to end this video now. I'm almost at 19 minutes. I don't have a lot to add right now because we got this one big fight card coming up. I've already given my predictions. Right or wrong, I'm going to go with what I think is going to happen. And I do truly think that Triple G is going to pull this out. He won the last one. Come beat or not, angry or not, Canelo's going to have to show for 12 rounds that he's able to make it happen. So, there you have it. That's my prediction. This is Lamont Talks About Avery's Mobile Eatery. We're also a division of Aiken Services, Team Aiken for Life. And we'll be posting this on Facebook also. The fight starts tonight at about 5 o'clock on West Coast time. And it's going to be like 9 o'clock here on the East Coast. But it's going to be on pay-per-view. There's going to be a pre-fight, I think on Facebook. They're going to show some of the undercard and some of the non-televised fights. people who I'm not sure even who they are. But like I say, stay tuned. Uh, Hopefully next week I have another one for you.